General meeting. I have a presentation prepared for you to bring everybody up to date with your company's activities and to give some guidance as to where we expect to be going in the coming months and year ahead. And again, I would like to thank all of you for taking your time to come out today. This slide is a tribute to Doug and Dan. So in their honor, our legal counsel will all read this very carefully and absorb. There will be some forward-looking statements. That's the nature of giving guidance. Kathy? Okay, our company, I think we can safely say that Prodigy Gold is actively making the transition from being an exploration company to a development company. Very recently, 3 weeks ago, we announced an update to the resource estimate for our flagship Magino property. We're now very proud to have both indicated and inferred categories a 6 million ounce gold project. And this resource update, I think, is a landmark event for the company. As you're well aware, we all began trading on January 4th, 2011 as Prodigy Gold, having just put together Kodiak and Golden Goose resources. At that time, we had 1.6 million ounces of resource in the project. Since then, in a period of just over 20 months, we have now put out 3 consecutive resource estimates, raising the resource potential of the project from 2.5 to 3.9, now to 6.1 million ounces, a steady progress with our project. We've also put out 2 preliminary economic assessments of the project, and we now stand prepared with this new resource estimate to head toward that next very important step, and that being the pre-feasibility study, which we expect in Q1 of 2013. The company continues to progress, and fortunately for us, our project is uniquely situated to continue to grow in terms of its value. Being in Ontario, a province of Canada where mines are being put in production, it seems like almost on a monthly basis. Young-Davidson is going into production, almost a full commercial production, and then, as I'm sure many of you are aware, Detour will be in full production next year. Being in this environment where mining takes place on a regular basis, where there's a permitting process in place with geopolitical stability, especially compared to some of the other jurisdictions globally, highlights the importance and the value of our project. The management team and board of directors you're all very familiar with. I would just like, though, to take a moment and note that we've continued to build our technical team. From when Tom Pollock first joined us to today, we've continued to add engineering and geological expertise. You can see a couple new names for many of you there on our list. Obviously, Fred Mason, our VP of Operations, but now Ricardo Rojas has joined us as our mine general manager, and most recently, Chris Wright as our engineering manager. You know, I would point out that when you look at our engineering team, you're looking at in excess of 100 years of experience building, operating, and designing mining projects on a global basis. And as we go to the marketplace and explain to everyone what our plans are to go forward, the fact that we actually have a team with that expertise points to the fact that we can do what we say, and that is bring Magino through pre-feasibility, through construction, and into production. A little bit of an update on our share structure. You can see on a fully diluted basis, we're at 315.8 million shares. Market cap 224. But I think realistically there are 2 important numbers in this summary on the left-hand portion of the slide. Number 1 is that working capital number. That was our treasury at the end of Q2 of this year. And we put together a very rigorous budget that guides us through the pre-feasibility process. We are on target with that budget. When we complete pre-feasibility in Q1 2013, we will still have more than adequate funds to continue. In other words, there's no need to go back to the equity markets on a desperate basis. Your management team is very cognizant of being very careful with how we spend our dollars. And in order to keep on that progress, Tony Wood is constantly monitoring expenditures and making sure that each department adheres to its budget. Another aspect I really like on this slide, though, is the average volume you see for your equity. Trading nearly 500,000 shares a day is a tremendous liquidity for a company listed on the TSX Venture Exchange. Since we put out our resource update, several times we've had plus million shares days, and we've been in the top 10 in volume in the TSX Venture. The significance of that, it does allow our investors to come in and out, create positions, all without tipping the market sideways. It's a unique attribute for a junior developer. You can see the overall chart how our share price has progressed over the last year, and highlighted in the circle is the recent upturn in our share price, reflecting the market recognition of the significance of our resource estimate. Another way to look at your share price trend are these two graphs. They look at both 4-month periods, the upper part of the slide, as well as 10-month periods, and that's plotted against gold price as well as the TSX Global Gold Index. And you can see we've outperformed gold price, and we've also outperformed the index. And as much as we would like to be talking about an even higher share price, I think we can take some comfort, especially in the difficult market we faced, especially in the last 4 months, that our share price is responding to progress, and we are moving ahead of other indices. Just a few notes, major shareholders, you can see there, some of you are represented here today. The list of analyst coverage continues to evolve, reflecting that analysts these days don't seem to stay at their institutions very long. So I've highlighted that Canaccord, which still has coverage on us, even though Wendell has left the company. We don't know where that's going to be going with Canaccord, but another analyst will pick us up. You'll note for National Bank, Shane Nagel is now covering us. Tara Hassan moved on to Haywood. Haywood already covers us, and that's Joe Mazumdar. This is one aspect of our marketing and corporate development program that I personally work on. I believe that having a good broad range of analysts covering us is an important part of our story. We expect to add another analyst in early October, and I'm working with 2 other banking brokerage firms to add additional coverage. The reason why, not just simply to add numbers to the list, but this functions directly in keeping those volumes up. When you have analysts that are tied into their sales desk, you have people telling your story on your behalf, and in fact, they can relate aspects of the company that we, because of restrictions imposed by Doug Suppla, I can't say.